Yo, 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 yo. Join
What's
the
good?
IG
What's
side of the
good?
FCP. Mm-mm.
Shout out to anybody joining us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, oh X now, right? You joining us right now, or you watching this after the fact, man? Make sure you share something in the comments. Let us know where you from. Got a good show for y'all tonight, man.
Sure, I just got a update. Hey, Tanya. Yes, sir, yes, sir.
What's good, brother?
It's good, pimping. See, you got the
Oh.
glow on. You got the glow on you today. The Bruce Leroy joint. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. How you doing? How you been?
Oh man, it's been a hell of a couple days, man.
Oh, man, that's good. As long as if you can say it with a smile, my brother. Hey, man, we're better than you.
Oh,
We're better than you.
ah, no, definitely appreciate it, man. How are you, man? What's good on your side?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Wife perfecting the kitchen crafts every 2 days, every 48 hours, like clockwork. Ain't mad at them. You know what I mean? New dishes, new desserts. Hey, we got to try them out. Let's see what they're hitting for. Let's see what TikTok thing you got by accident today. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, everything's been good. Can't complain. Work's good. A little busy, but it should be. And so everybody, stay employed. But
That's
other than
right.
that, everything's Gucci, man. Everything's Gucci.
Hell yeah, that's good, man. That's really good to hear, man. Uh, I know it's been a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Brother was out of town for a minute, but I know we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get into that a little later. A little later,
Let it
just
build up a
'cause.
little bit before I interrogate you.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So let's see. We got Tanya in the house so far. Mrs. Lee, as always, prompt and early. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
On
gonna
time with
share.
the work. Can't get mad at that.
Hooked up, hooked up. Just gonna share this out to a couple people.
Oh man, before we get started, I got a stupid question for you.
What's up?
Remember when you was a kid, like you could sit Indian style?
Yeah.
Like when you were a kid though, you were able to kind of like have both your legs back and kind of lean back like a W kind of.
Uh huh.
If you recall, it didn't work out. It don't work. That move, that W move as an adult, don't work out, bro. Just a heads up, man.
Oh yeah, no.
The
Yeah, no.
flexibility is not what it used to be, man. Not what it used to be.
Yeah. The wife struggles with that too, man. Like she folds her legs, and I have to tell her. I have to remind her that unfold them legs, because when you do it later on, like 10, 20 minutes past, what I mean, it's like uncrumpling, paper. Like,
I popped some shit up under my underarm by my rib cage when I tried to pop my other leg back and catch the other one from snapping on me. I said, oh shit. Got a wild two piece. Circle two piece. Mad
that's
jokes.
tough, man. Yeah, that's tough business, man. Definitely tough business. But thank you for those joining so far. Once again, we got Tanya, Mrs. Lee, Positive Vibe, the healer in the building. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get started in another 3 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Give some more people time to roll in. What up, Maddie? Maddie in the building. Happy belated,
Man,
brother.
happy but later, old man. We was looking for you
Yeah,
last week, man. Looking for you last week.
we was. That's
Interesting,
the
interesting.
Yeah, man, Maddie, you gotta tell us in the chat what you did for your birthday, man. You gotta let us know what's up. We know you did something good.
I think six Maddie might have been out over the weekend. He might have.
I believe it. I believe it. I, I believe it. We live it vicariously through Maddie, man. Tell us your adventure. uh, uh, uh. In the meantime, in between time, let us know how your week's going so far. It is hump day. We are very, very close to the weekend, man. Tell us if you got any early weekend plans, any of that good stuff. Let us know.
Yeah, next week and this week is that's gonna be a fun one. Man, get into it.
Oh hell yeah, definitely, definitely. Always good when the family link up. That's for sure. Uh, 808. I think we get started, man. We got a packed show, and we got it's you know what I mean. It's funny because it's usually the same week, but it's like a lot happened.
Literally, it's so weird, man. It's a lot of
That's that's you good? 'Cause I saw you froze for a second. It looked like you saw something.
oh no. I ain't gonna hold you. To get the show started, I was watching this Usher video on the side real quick. Kiki, I was trying to make sure I was on point with it. This was the visual of it. This was the visual that caught me off guard. It caught me off guard. Oh, right on time. Hey baby, right on time. Hey baby. See, that's God working. That's God working right there.
Won't he do it?
Double time.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? So real quick before we get started, man, I see SKL joined. It was good. I see my man A in the building was good. Yeah, man, let's get this show started, man. So first off, we thank everybody for joining us, man. We are Freedom Cage Podcast. I am Senor Lee, and this is my man. You know what I mean? So we are here every Wednesday. If this is your first time checking us out, you can follow us on all podcast platforms. Make sure you click the link in the bio after the show so you can tune in to all of the episodes we got and get the free merch. So to start the show off, we have to start it off honoring the legend Kobe Bean Bryant. It is his heavenly 45th birthday. He would have been 45 today, fam.
I'm saying I can't hold it. I see the kids as they get older. I just been looking at what happened. So but smiling, you know what I mean? Because they smiling too, so I got to say that. Really with them as well. But oh man, that's tough to see. You know what I mean? It's Kobe, man.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So you got to give me your favorite Kobe Bryant moment, man. Talk to me.
It's kind of cliche. You know what I'm saying? The one I truly like, I think it was Young. Might have been his first year in the league. Did that. I want to say it was a Adidas commercial where he's standing in the court and yellow Ferrari come through and he jump over it, and everybody couldn't quite tell if he did it or not. If it was like early, really good CGI. And it's like, did he really jump it? Did he jump it? And then like the Kobe brand of him, he got hot tops. And right after that, like he was dunking in games and all kinds of spectacular shit. Right after that, so that was a cool little favorite Kobe moment on the left for me. What about you?
I actually got two, man, both on the court and off the court. So on the court, I have to go with the game against the Magic when Matt Barnes faked like he was gonna throw the ball in his face, and Kobe just stood there like, "Nah, bro, you ain't phasing it. Yeah, you ain't phasing the damn thing, man." And then the off the court moment, I have to go with the commercial with Kanye when he asking him a bunch of questions like, "How many records you want to break? More."
More.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that commercial forever is going to be etched in my memory as one of the funniest commercials he ever did. I think it's up there with the one where he has the symphony of old players that never won against him, and they're all saying how much they hate Kobe when he was leaving. So,
Nike
yeah,
never.
man. Hell yeah, absolutely, man. So, yeah, definitely heavenly birthday to Kobe Bryant, man. Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to caught up on the actual bit, man. You know what I mean? We spoke about it quickly last week, you know, maybe it was too soon, who knows, you know, promo's promo, but let's just say using Kiki's position. lady would you lose with?
So just to premise this for everybody, we talking about the new video Boyfriend with Usher and Keke Palmer. And if you know the backstory behind this, Keke Palmer, right after giving birth to her baby, went to go see Usher at his residency in Vegas. And there was a lot of backlash about what she was wearing and how close her and Usher was. And her baby daddy actually went to social media to voice his opinion, and he got torn apart. And I think they're not together right now. Who knows? But to Kenny's point, now they made an actual video called Boyfriend, and in the video, it's Usher is talking shit like your boyfriend looking for you. He yo with me, right? So now, if I had to have a moment with anybody like that, man, I'm gonna go with Lotto.
Mm,
I'm gonna go with Lotto.
she can act too.
Yeah.
All right. I
Hmm.
respect it. I respect that. She might be like, she might be top three now, right now, not third. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's out there. She's outside. I respect that. If I could choose a lady to be in that video with me real quick, real humble Beyonce, just for the fuck of it. Because, you know, you gotta, why not? Just be, why not? Like, is what I mean? Worst case scenario, Jay might come back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's a win-win. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even. I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah, yeah. So I see we got here. Mrs. Lee says such a good video, and Homeboy was so stupid for his action. Definitely. We got a positive vibe to heal. He left her and is trying to fight for custody.
Like custody is not
Hmm.
child support when you split your eyes. With I think,
Yeah,
yeah, I think you're trying to get some kind of situation.
yeah, yeah. I think didn't Homeboy that Halle Berry was married to get that? Somebody just got a good check for child support. Then they get like 8K a month.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you try this. It's not believable. Yeah, it's a kid.
I didn't want to say it, but I'll
I
never
thought,
shoot
I
the
thought,
breeze down,
I
brother.
thought this was Dream World. I thought we was playing in Dream World. That's the reason I shot the Pluto. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody kept it low, you know what I mean? In the clouds. I kept
Whoa,
going. I was
whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa, whoa!
shit.
Lotto ain't low now. Whoa,
Hey, hey, remember, hey, it's still the clouds. It's still way above me. You know what I'm saying? It's still the cloud, but I was just going to Pluto with mine. He said, give me a dream though, so he got a shot. See, Charlie trying to make this a real nice, like a tomorrow, like a Saturday situation. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dream Doll is hot though. I ain't gonna lie. Dream Doll
Oh,
is
nah, she's
yeah,
probably a 9 point whatever you
yeah. I I love the video. He was wrong for taking it to. So I agree. We talked about that. Talked about it.
understand that situation. You can just be mad behind closed doors and you're a strong person. The ladies, the star, shit. You ain't got to let
Absolutely. Yeah, either that man or just don't date her. You know what I mean? Like I think Kiki has been Kiki from day one, and if he wasn't really to do that, then he shouldn't have got with him, man. So as we move along, man, shout outs to Shakari Richardson, world champion in the 100 meter.
like, how much you
I'm fresh, I'm fresh out of,
get?
I'm fresh out of Vegas, people. I'm probably be saying some wild shit this entire show. 100 meter, all right, 100 meter final. She is the world champion at a record time of 10.65. Kenny, talk to me, man.
Listen, man, 2 years ago, man, when she got the stumble, fumble up, everybody's throwing the dirt on that name, and trash, and talking about the parents, and yeah, she extra, like, I'm like, no, she is. She didn't win this one, but she gonna be back, and she told everybody she gonna be back. Yeah, 2 years to the day, spoke both Jamaicans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right back at it. And it's dope because they kind of grew as a, not a team, but really good associates in the game, the competition. You know what I'm saying? Where they can share a moment when someone else is winning as well now. You know what I mean? Because they shared winning in their own right. So she wasn't too upset about it when they won. She kind of took it with a break. So I'm happy to see them return the favor. Yeah, shout out to Chicago, man. She did. She's doing
Yeah, absolutely. And it just shows you winning will erase anything in this world. You know what I mean? Focusing on yourself, perfecting what you do best, and just focusing on getting better, it will erase anything in this world that where it was nothing that you didn't harm anyone. It wasn't detrimental to society. She didn't do anything along those lines, and they really tried to cancel her. But a lot of times they'll do that when they see a potential, and it was great to see what she did this weekend. Also, it was also great to see how she treated the reporters after. She did not. She told all the white journalists that were trying to talk to her, "No, thank you," and only spoke to the black journalists. That shit was boss. That was boss.
Um, damn, there was only one on the circuit.
No, there wasn't. No, it wasn't only one. She just only spoke to the black journalists that were there. Like there were several people set up when she was walking,
Mm-hmm.
so she only spoke to the black ones that were there. The white ones she
Oh,
walked past saying no, thank you. Yeah. Yep.
uh, early on. It's tough to see it because she thought it was a kind of situation, but I was like, yo, man, like this is a real good time. Like, everything seems to be going there. Definitely standards, like variety and publicity. She come out of college soon. It's just I like the vibe. It's going like everybody's really nice to be behind it, and then when she it's making it seem like this is why it's happening because they're a lot better than advertising. You know what I mean? So it's good to see her do that. Did you get to see the game going yesterday?
Nah, man. I was trying to get back to East Coast time yesterday, so I had nothing for nobody yesterday. Me and the wife was just we had all the lights off. We was just trying to get back to reality, man. But I am an avid fan, as you know, of WNBA. It was great to see they're coming into town Friday, so I'm staring really hard at these Liberty tickets. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm staring real
28
hard at them. Yeah, this Friday, man. So I don't know, but listen, ever since they played the Liberty on August 6th, and people were going after Asia for shooting like 2 for 13 or 3 for whatever, she told them like, "Yo, listen, this one day does not define who I am in this league, what I can do for this team." And mind you, she had a bit of a stint after that game, but this is what you were expecting eventually. She was going to start going off again, and when she did, she was going to go off big time. This happens in every sport. People have slumps and they bounce back, but she's still a threat, regardless of anything. She's on that court. She's going to rebound. She's going to defend. She's going to do everything. And yeah, man, and the whole big thing was like, why'd you take? She could have broke the record. They took her off court. She was
Yeah,
right there.
right. I guess it's as close as it's gonna get. You know what I mean? But it's good to see. Another weird point with that. Now it's cool. Now if she got the 54, do you know who the other two she was tied with? I think she tied for like third or fourth highest in the game. But if she made the 54, she would have beat.
I got a feeling it got to be Brianna Stewart. She's
Mm.
got to be one of them. But go ahead, talk to me.
Oh no, I was just curious. Like if she did beat it, what incentives would come her way? Or she get the other extra shoe deal? No, I mean,
I got you.
the more you do, the more you kind of get in that league, and the more you show out, the more the publicity comes your way. You know what I mean? But I got a feeling somebody would have threw something her way real fast if she was that beat her all time that night, or last night.
Yeah. So I know. So I look at here. Liz Cambridge is one. Cambridge is one of them.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't see who the other one is. If there's two,
Okay,
so yeah,
she beat
yeah. I
Liz.
think it's just one. Liz Cambridge. Yep.
All right, all right. All right.
Yeah.
Respectable.
All right. All right.
No good things.
So this Saturday that just passed, man. UFC 292, Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Shane O'Malley. All my non-sports fans, just hang in there for a bit. This is the last one before we get into my Vegas trip. I'm a big Aljamain Sterling fan for several reasons. He's out of Long Island. He reps Jamaica, black, and really good bantamweight, man. But Sean Sugar O'Malley is a beast, and he's just got quick hands. And there was always a question of if Aljamain just he stays out there too long, will Sugar catch him with a counter? And that's exactly how it went. That's exactly how it went, man. It was a hell of a first round, and they were going at it, but you just saw that Sugar he was just a little faster than him, and he was just really waiting to see what Aljamain was going to do. Second round comes around, man. He threw a hook and then he stayed in close for too long.
That
Sugar
happens
just
every
caught
time.
him with the overhand right, and that's it. I
That
do
happens.
feel like they could have waited a little longer before they stopped the fight, because he still was looking like he was moving. But that ref, there's always some weird shit with him. But Sugar Shane, I mean, oh God, why I keep calling him Sugar Shane? Sean O'Malley is now the bantamweight champion, man. It was tough to watch, man, because I'm a big Aljamain fan.
Damn, damn. Now, Sugar Shane and Sugar Man, it's very close to each other, so I ain't even mad at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even reading it, I still go, oh, no, not that guy, not that guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But honest mistake, honest mistake. But yo, man, listen, man, you left Brooklyn, man. You had to get up out of town, man. You
Hmm.
bounced, went over to Nevada. You know what I'm saying? And the other city that never sleeps, so we heard. You know, rumor has it. It's tough calling other cities that when you're from the real city that does that all the time. But talk to us, man.
Absolutely.
How is Vegas, man? Talk to me.
Vegas was fun, man. So let's talk about almost missing the flight.
No, up the gate.
Let's talk about almost missing the flight. So we had an early ass flight, man, and the day that Thursday was just so busy that it really didn't make sense to go to bed. But at a certain point, we looking at each other like, yo, we dirt tired. If we even gonna be functionable, let's try and just get a quick power nap in. So
Damn.
I swear, bro, I swear up and down, I set my phone to wake me up at a certain time, man. When I tell you I was in one of them deep, deep sleeps where you wake up, but you kind of don't know that you're waking up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. So I was there, man, and I'm just like, yo, something's off. Like I'm waking up, and I'm just like, something's off. Yo, then I pop up. Oh shit! I look at the watch, bro. We got like an hour and change to
To be
get to
sitting
the
down.
airport. An hour and change to get to the airport before they start boarding. I run into the living room. Wifey sprawled out on the couch like Spider Man because she did
Damn.
her nails and her toenails the night before, so she couldn't really lay a certain
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yo, wake up. We about to miss the flight. Yo, she's looking, huh? You know that just wake up, like you trying to figure out what the hell somebody talking about?
There's a plane outside. Oh no.
Yo, so mind you, it's pouring. It's pouring outside. I'm checking and it's like, nah, your flight's on time. There's no delay, bro. Like you gotta
Not
get
on
here.
time. Not on
So we
time.
scramble, we get out of there, you know what I'm saying? We make it to the airport, man, get on the flight, we flying. Long not that's the longest flight I ever been on. I'll be honest with you.
Hmm.
That's the longest flight we ever been on.
You get,
So
Vegas,
now,
you could get two movies in.
yeah, definitely. So now we get on the flight, man, and mid-flight, this dude sneezes, but it sounds like a duck. Like I kid you not, us and the two people in front of us all turned around. Like, what the fuck is that?
Somebody slick a duck on?
Yo, like we looking around. It was a sneeze, but it sounded just like a duck. It sounded like it hurt. Remember Kevin Hart when he was like he didn't like the way your homeboy sneezed? It sounded like one of them shits. Like it hurt, man.
It's just got.
Um, yeah, but the flight was dumb long, but whatever. We get there, and you know what I'm saying. Of course, the time goes back, all that good shit. You know, so it's instant comedy. Soon as we're getting on the tram to get to the strip, right? So so we get on the tram, Teddy, and this is when I realized I probably don't really give a fuck about my wife. The tram door is closing, but she's with me. So I'm like, oh shit, we got to make this right. So I get through. Shay, Shay's trying to get through. The door closes. Now there's two separate doors. There's like this glass on the outside, and then the inner doors. So now the inner doors they open, but the glass door is stuck on her backpack. So she's just
Like,
there,
like a turtle just stuck.
and I'm standing there on the tram like, oh shit. I
It's
hope
going
this shit
down.
don't move. Like she's stuck. So eventually it opens and lets her in, man. But that was instant comedy, man. Instant
That's
comedy.
a split second. He was like, he was like, should I help? Should I? Is there anything I can do from my standpoint? Oh man.
Yo, it was fucking comedy, man. Um, So we get to the room, you know what I'm saying? Room was cool, man. We ain't go too crazy because we knew we was gonna be on the strip. But the shower head was a bit powerful, man. I feel like I left a piece of nipple in Vegas
Mm,
because you know when you get that sharp shower
no,
head, it's not feel like needles coming
yeah.
at you. Yeah,
So
man. So
I don't need all this pressure.
yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty sure I
Oh
left a piece of
shit!
nipple out there for sure.
Damn.
But we get on the strip. First day was surreal. Like finally in Vegas, like only seen it in movies, other people's pictures. We are there, so we instant tourists. We taking pictures everywhere. You know what I mean? Walking around. We get about like 2 blocks, Kenny, and it is like I'm cooking out there.
It's hot. It's
Like
hot in there.
like how fucking
It's an
cooking.
oven. It's a big oven.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm cooking out there, but it was all right. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like you know what I'm saying if I could put this in funny terms, you know, PR Heat, Jamaican Heat, Miami Heat, it don't matter. Vegas in four, they winning. You know what I'm saying? Like Vegas
Yeah,
Heat tops
it's
all the
different.
places that I've been for sure.
It's different. It's different.
Hell yeah,
It's
man. But definitely walked the strips. Went into a bunch of hotels. You know what I'm saying? That was really cool. We actually walked like a good 5 miles going and coming back. So we
it's a
got our
strip trip.
steps.
It's a strip
Hell
trip.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's a strip
we got
trip.
our
Your
steps.
calves, like when I hit Vegas, my calves was burning on the first day back. I was like, wow, did we really did some walking? Like, you know what I mean? You don't notice until you get back.
Yeah, for sure. And then had to go and Ramel took me over to Urban Necessities, man. That shit was
Mm,
a
listen,
sneakerhead's dream.
man,
I
it's a super
walked in there, I ran away. I looked at my wife, I was like, I'm gonna be over here.
I'm shipping these back to the crib because my bag is
Hell
back
yeah.
tight. It's like,
Hell yeah. So for
oh,
anybody
shit.
who does not know what we're talking about, Urban Necessities is this super cool sneaker store out in Vegas. Has every, and I mean it, y'all, every single sneaker I think ever made.
Everything. Yeah. And
Ever made.
it's in the Caesar's Palace lobby, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, man. What a
So
shot.
so I'm walking around and I'm like, they don't have the Red Octobers. Ramel's like, oh nah, you want the expensive section, that's in the middle. I turned around, Kenny, I was like, oh shit.
All glassed up. All glassed up. Tags hanging on them. Tags hanging on them.
I went in there, bro. They had a Louis Vuitton box with PlayStation controllers in it. I was like, oh, this. I felt my bank
That's,
account getting lower and
that's,
lower just looking at
that's,
that section.
yeah. Expensive NBA 2K, here I come. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
yeah.
So as you already know, they got the QR codes on them. So if you're feeling like you can buy a
Yeah,
sneaker,
yeah, yeah.
you can look it up and see if you got it, bruh. I said fuck it, just for I
Come on, son.
QR code the Red October. 17 grand. I said, oh shit, let me get this off my phone before it hacks
Nigga
me.
said, nigga said, college? You dropped out. That boy dropped out. You want me to pay college for these? It's
uh,
like, oh,
uh,
shit. And that's the cheap college. It's
bro, that was 2001 used car money, son. Like
oh, Jesus Christ.
used car a lot of money straight up. But just to finish it
Yeah.
off, man, food. We didn't really do no big restaurants, but all the food that we had was amazing. We did do Senor Frogs by our hotel. That
Okay.
was really cool as far as nightlife. And then the marquee at the Cosmopolitan, that was a hell of an experience, man. It was really cool in there. But all around, really great experience with the wife. Shout out to Ramel and Christina for pointing us in the right direction, showing us around,
Yeah,
all that good stuff.
they veterans of the strip. They veterans of
Oh
the strip.
yeah, 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 yeah. They was just like, go ahead, frolic, enjoy. You know what I mean?
He said, be one with the strip. He
Yeah.
said, you got any gambling in? Yeah, did you throw a dub out on black for me? You hit the
I,
roulette table?
I didn't hit the roulette table, man. I did do the slots real quick though. I did do the slots. I didn't win
Not, hey,
nothing.
not the penny slots. You did the penny
Nah,
slots?
nah, nah, not the penny.
It takes too long. It takes too long.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's what's
I
up.
was like,
That's what's
I
up.
wanted my robbery to be over quick. I didn't want it to be delayed.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. Yeah, man. Vegas, yeah, I gotta get back there, man. Vegas was dope. I went last time. Other than that little experience I had, it was terrible. But yeah, Vegas was dope. Vegas was super dope. Vegas was super
For
dope.
sure. Yeah, yeah, man. So the next one I had, man, just off social media and all that shit. Oh, I was thinking, man, imagine if social media allowed people to like the fact that you like their comment. Because right now, as you all know, you can like somebody's post, or you could comment on their post and then they can like what you're commented. Now
Mhm.
imagine that you like what they commented and now they can like the fact that you like their comment. Are we getting to the point? Do you feel like now it will become a competition?
Like it would feel weird if you come to your chart, you see, likes and then sub likes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like how many sub likes you got, you know what I mean? But some people, they'll play the game with you. Like, you like my comment? Yeah, I liked your comment about you liking my comment. Oh yeah? Well, guess what?
Yeah.
I liked your comment about you liking my comment that I liked that comment that you liked before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people will play this dumbass game until the end of time. You know what I'm saying? Just go, yeah, I'm still trying to get your number, baby. We're on our 17th
Yeah.
like. Please. You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
I hope that that'll be wild that will ever implemented for real, for real.
Yeah. I hope it's not. I really hope it's not.
Yeah. But, you know who I got beef with, though?
Who?
The Apple users, man.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, man. If we in
Here
the
come
group
this.
chat,
Here come this making the chat green nigga talking
I'm
about.
just saying, like I ain't got the ability to, like something, love something, dislike something, hate something. You know what I'm saying? So when I be in the chat with all the greenies, you know what I'm saying? Somebody asks a question, love. I'm like, yo, everybody got these emotions. I don't think anybody answered this fucking question. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I can't say shit because I can't go not dislike it, not like, I can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now, man, I don't like that shit, man. You got to answer these questions. Emotions and questions, man. And then it look mad cheesy on my side because it comes like a real text message. You don't speak droid, but it hit different on my side.
All right.
Beef with y'all.
Understood.
Man. What's this? Oh, we had sad two-way streets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I saw this on social media, man. So it said when Daddy broke, he a deadbeat. When Mama broke, she doing her best. How do you feel about this statement?
You know how it go, man. Some stigmas you can't shake.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Dad's not allowed to be broke, and if he is, he's a deadbeat. That's how it goes. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it goes. But if Mama broke, she ain't no deadbeat, man, because that's moms, yo. We take care of moms. Moms are struggling. Moms doing what she got to do. Moms put food on the table. You know how it goes. Moms is the backbone. And shit, it's like that today. Like, shit, when I be in between checks, kids be looking at me like, yo, Dad, we got McDonald's. I'm like, let's see what your mother doing, man. I'm budgeting out this week. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yo, Mom, you get McDonald's? Mom, I'm like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, and they all look back at me like, brokey. I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't get the Happy Meals for them this day, but that's how it is, man. It's sad facts. You gotta. It is what it is, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I just feel like there's a lot to become a deadbeat. I don't think it's just being broke, man. There's some other factors that play into that, but I get what you're saying, man. It's a two-way street out here, and you just got to make sure you don't get caught trying to switch lanes.
But hey, man, it's a double-edged sword to that same little, analogy as far as, daddy, deadbeat, mom broke, she doing the best. If the ladies outside sleeping around, they might get the whole label by accident. Hey, we're not calling you a hoe. You just, might fit a description. But hey, it's not you. I'm just, But when a dude's doing it, hey, man, high five. Pimp of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I didn't write these laws. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? It's on both sides. It sucks. It sucks, man.
If nobody knew you was a girl dad, they just figured that shit out.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I told them both they can have boyfriends when they turn 40. But you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. Hey, man, another day, man. Another day in the life.
I feel you, man. I feel you. All right, talk to me, bro.
Yeah, we got to retract a statement, man. A few weeks back, we had announced that, Tyler Perry was real close to purchasing the BET acquisition situation. I mean, big price tag too, Billy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's Tyler. He got his own piece of land out there. He got it. You know what I'm saying? Turns out, unfortunately, at some point, I don't know the true details of it, but it turns out the deal didn't fall through, and BET is no longer, up for grabs for his dollar amount. I don't know if they found a new buyer, somebody came in higher, what the case may be, but long story short, Tyler Studios will be acquiring BET. I thought I was a little tight about that because I was like, I thought he was gonna turn the shit out. You know what I'm saying? Not that he was bringing BET on cutback and all like that, but just a breath of fresh air onto the station. make me want to go to it more than often, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that fell through, man. It sucks. It's happening right before the Invest Fest out in Atlanta too with EYL. But it's gonna be, if somebody gets him on stage and they get to ask him, hopefully he drops some real details on what happened. He's like, man, them niggas wanted 2.5. I told him, fuck them. I was like, oh, tell them, Tyler, if 2 billion ain't enough, y'all bugging. Like, you know what I'm saying? And hey, you got a good station on that. So, but yeah, that's Tyler, man. Hopefully he'll find something else. If not, he'll build his own network, Oprah Network, Tyler Network. He got the money.
Yeah, I hope he does talk about it because it's great to talk about success and all that stuff, but I think these lessons are very important too. You know what I mean? When you think you have something settled, don't go making decisions as if the deal is already closed.
Yeah.
Wait until everything is signed and sealed, because that's important. So yeah, I agree with you. I think he should talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think he is on the Invest Fest lineup. I think it's either day 2 or 3. I think.
Yeah, he got to show his face at some point. It's too much money in that. It's too much money in that building in Atlanta for him not to show.
Yeah,
It's like,
that would be dope, man. Shout out to EYL as always, man. Educating the people on finances. Um,
I got 2 more quick things. My fault. We just got to stop putting mics in front of Herb Gotti real fast. He's talking
Word.
reckless. He's talking about people nobody's asking more questions about. We got to stop putting this man on the platform. It's just spew stupidity at this point. Like 20 plus years out the game, talking about old shit. Gotta let it go, man. That's it. That's all I want to say about it. I don't even bring too much light to it. Just he gotta, whatever happens, he has to stop that.
Agreed.
It's bad from an OG standpoint. You're making the oldies look bad. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And the last one I had, Billy McFarland. Remember the Fire Festival? He had cheese plates, spit mad bread, no real tents.
No, I saw there was going to be a part 2, and I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, I assume part 2 is in the same air as the first one, but no dates have been announced, no locations, no lineup been announced, but just the word of it coming out. Only thing that did happen to come out was ticket prices, and I'm like, oh, $500 up to $8,000. That's interesting. I think he's gonna catch another round of idiots though. I think he's gonna do it again.
For what? What's at this festival?
At the last one, they advertised a celebrity type atmosphere experience on this getaway island kind of thing. Everything, what's it called? Carte blanche, top shelf. Everything just super dope as you go. They got there, everything was fucked up since. Like there was no real ambiance, no real food plates. You know what I'm saying? They're giving out cold grilled cheese sandwiches like for lunch. You know what I'm saying? It was just bad. Like it wasn't as no other celebrities showed up except Ja Rule. Niggas wasn't having it. Like you know what I'm saying? So it was just bad. It was not as advertised. But it sounds like he's trying to give it a second run. I think all the charges have cleared and all the penalty fees have been paid up. And all the refunds have been completed. So I think it's time to give it another go. See if I can get another batch, get some real people to show up and get some real food this time. I wish them luck.
That's wild. That's wild. All right, man. Well, shit. Good luck to those people, man. I hope it's real this time. Oh man. And so the last one, man. I guess you can pin the topic before we get started.
Okay.
The last thing we'll get into right now was for you NBA fans, man. James Harden, the NBA fined him $100,000 for his comments about his president of the Philadelphia 76ers, Daryl Morey, calling him a liar in a public forum. Now, I think we all can relate to, being in a setting and complaining about our bosses. But when you are amongst a big crowd with a bunch of cameras on you and you say something like this, it's like, it's disrespectful, man. Just disrespectful.
And it felt like he didn't read the room when he did it either. It felt like there was a lot of young kids. I believe he's in China when it happened. It just didn't. This is not a place for that. He had like shorts on. It just wasn't. It was just weird. Like it was just a bad spot for this moment. You know what I mean? Hey, if that's what you stand on, that's what you stand on. But I'd rather have just been a tweet from his bathroom versus that. You know what I'm saying? Like, would have got the same impact, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, man. You got to be careful when you're talking about the person that's cutting the check. You know what I mean?
Too.
Yeah, it's just 101, man. And I think this topic is the perfect transition into what we're gonna highlight today. So Just a real quick check in to see who is with us. Tanya's hanging in. We got Jeff with us. CC, Mrs. Leah SKL, man. Thank y'all for hanging in there through all of that, man. We had a lot to catch up on. It's been a lot going the last couple of days, man. But we are finally at our main topic: loud quitting versus quiet quitting. Now, before I get into what these actually mean in regards to the articles I found on Forbes, when you first heard this, what did you think loud quitting was, and what did you think quiet quitting was?
Like the wild quit in my head, Jerry Maguire pops up. As far as the movie, taking the fish, taking this one person with him, showing out. You know what I mean? Just making a big scene as far as your exit. For the quiet quitting, it was more so kind of being a bitch, like having an exit strategy already set up, but not telling nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of sneaking out the back door, like, hey, anybody see? I thought he said to be back here on Monday. No, you know, if it's one of those, that's just. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of that, but those are my initial interpretations of both concepts.
All right, so it's honestly not that far from what these articles said. So the first article was about quiet quitting, and this was from Forbes Small Business article back in December 2022, where they said quiet quitting is the trend where employees put in minimal amount of effort just to get through the workday, and there's actual terms associated with this. The most I think the most popular one I've heard of lately is bare minimum Mondays, and then, of course, there is the phrase act your wage. So, similar to you, when I heard of quiet quitting, I thought it was, yeah, I'm slowly plotting my exit. They don't, for whatever reason that may be. Interviewing, looking at open positions. This is to me what would be quiet quitting. So we got Tanya. Pick up your check and call them from the parking lot.
It's like, hey, yeah. I just left. Listen, I ain't gonna be back. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's up, Nikki? Thank you for joining, man. Yeah, definitely. We always got to look for sources here. That's the biggest thing here. So that's what I thought of quiet quitting and loud quitting. You're not that far from it either. It says that, and this is from an article from Forbes in June of this year, that said these folks are dramatically leaving their jobs with the "I'm out of here" notice, which may be posted on social media, alerting coworkers that you won't be around too long, or informing your employer that you're giving them notice effective immediately.
Mm.
So you're not that far from what this article had. Now, what made me really look at this is because since 2020, a lot has changed with the workers' mindset dynamic. And of course, we can only speak from the fields that we all work at. And some of you may think, oh, Sean, I don't see it. Everybody seems fine on my end. Well, I can tell you that there are some people who were severely impacted by 2020, and it opened their eyes to several different things, not only within their jobs, but in their lives. And depending on the actual atmosphere where they work, quiet quitting and loud quitting have become a very big trend. So, I guess the first thing here is in hearing these two differences from the article, what stands out to you as a difference between loud quitting and quiet quitting?
I feel like everybody quiet quits at least twice a day. Whereas as far as putting in the minimal effort just to get through the work day, so to speak, like that sometimes that 2:05 to 2:15 lag right there, just be like, let me go get some coffee, go get some tea, take a quick walk, kind of regroup. And that's a quiet quit in its own right, per the definition from Forbes. You know what I'm saying? So if that counts, I'm still getting the job, then I'm just taking the 15 and it ain't clock out for yet. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it kind of feels like on that end. But sidebar, I feel like everybody kind of does both. If you're not the boss or the owner of said company, where not that the minimal effort is ever happening, but it may be sporadic. But the loud quitting, you kind of feel like you want that exit strategy if it ever does end on bad terms. Like, you don't want to ever burn bridges, but if it was due to a terrible situation, I could see me being a real good loud quitter situation.
Um, so it's interesting that you say that because, I mean, with quiet quitting, honestly, to do the bare minimum at what you're doing, I mean, there's several factors to that. I mean, for me, most part, it could be a toxic work environment, feeling undervalued, or just not finding a sense of purpose. And the article from December 2022 actually talks about, like, what's that person's purpose at that company?
Mhm.
Are they just somebody who, puts in a certain data element and then that's it, reviews a chart or two and that's it? Like, does their place in the company make them feel excited to walk into the building, into whatever, or to even log in?
Mhm.
And if someone is really at the point where they feel like they're quiet quitting almost every day, that's nervous. And like, I almost feel bad for them, because it's like, you probably are just, you need to transition into something else, because what are you going to do with life if that's how you feel every day?
Yeah. It's, it hurts a little that you have to say that, because I feel like I think I do that every day. I take a quick out, man. All right, let me get this done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of I don't know. It's I love the job, and I always have. It's my career, but every so often I have that, I don't know, a quick fuck it moment, and then you get back to it. It's like, you ever seen that meme where the dude throws the papers up in the air? It's like, fuck this. So now I'm just playing.
Yeah,
I go through those at least twice a day. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be a bad phone call, meeting didn't go my way. You know what I'm saying? It happens. I can't even control those.
so those sound like more moments than quiet
That's all they
quitting.
are. That's all. It's not a
Yeah, you
real
know what I
quick.
mean.
But as far as the
Yeah,
definition, as far as putting minimal effort, like I
through
might get
through,
burned
through the
out
workday, through
the
the
whole
workday.
workday. Nah,
Yeah,
I don't have time for that much. These are moments. These are moments.
yeah, yeah. So all right, so that's a bit of a difference from what Forbes was saying.
Okay.
So I mean, for me, and then with the loud quitting, I mean, that's dangerous, because even if you feel like someone treated you so bad at your current employer, to leave with a loud quitting, that still leaves a stain.
Yeah.
And a lot of these fields, they're so small, and depending on what city you work in or what field you work in, you're bound to, news is bound to travel. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the response to the way you were treated makes it faster than the way you were treated to those who are probably looking to hire you. And they even talked about some of the backlashes with loud quitting, and it's just not good. You know what I mean? It's a negative impact on the company. It makes it look like you are out of sorts for how things happened, and you never know when those bridges need to be mended, man. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough business.
Sidebar. You ever seen a loud quit in person?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That car crash is epic. And
yeah,
everybody's like, like suits and ties on. Like that car crash is a little funny.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. It happens.
And it's one of the toughest things to come back from. Like, I've seen people walk out of a company and then come back the next day talking about, yeah, all that shit I said yesterday, man, I was in a bad place, yada yada yada. And it's like, yo, but we saw you. Like, you was like, the door was closed, but we saw your mannerisms. We saw the boss's mannerisms. And I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I saw a middle finger and I saw your mouth go in the fuck you mode. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all saw that.
yeah.
Yeah, man. To have to
Yeah.
come back in the next day and then walk around with that, yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, like that's tough, man.
Yeah, I don't have enough in me to show back up. I can't be on the block. You know what I mean? I can't be on the block for a while. Like, you know what I mean? That's rough. That's rough.
Absolutely,
What do you
absolutely.
think would cause someone to quit in either fashion?
Um, Definitely, man. I gotta say, toxic work environment. I would say a lot of times, once people feel like they can't communicate with their boss, or their boss doesn't communicate effectively and efficiently, definitely a sign of quiet quitting. Toxic work environment. I would say, um, uh, no upward mobility, no chance for making a promotion or making more money. It's tough, because in those environments you'll find people that, or someone in the same role, is not working as hard as them,
Mm,
but that person is being held to the same standard, or they're holding the same title, but they don't work as hard as them. It's tough. It's a tough business to
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
Yeah, and to me, quiet quitting mostly happens when I feel like the immediate boss isn't the real problem, but it's more upper management because people will go through a wall for somebody who treats them nice and
Mhm.
is a good leader. But if the overall culture of that company sucks, that's where I think the quiet quitting will really come into play because they don't want to make their immediate boss look bad. But at the end
Mhm.
of the day, they're not a fan of the company. And then loud quitting to me is really just, it's a terrible moment of emotional expression
Mhm.
because people either do it a lot on social media and in the worst way, they have their bosses following them.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't do
It
that.
is one of the most ridiculous things I think someone can do is get on social media and complain about their job and then have their boss following them.
Mm.
That's sad. That's very, very sad. You are literally creating documented proof of why you'll never probably get promoted.
Mm.
Literally creating it. And if your boss is promoting you while you're doing that, then guess what? They're a fool too.
Damn,
Sorry.
damn,
Sorry.
damn. How do you feel about the current mindset in the workforce in your field?
Because of remote work, and I tell you, Kenny, I read an article and it's probably every other day. Because of remote work, my concern is that it is catching up with people and their focus. Um, and this goes back to what I've been saying since 2020. When we had to force kids to treat their homes like school, and we had to force parents to turn their homes into workplaces, we've now skewed the lines between the sanctuary of your home and your workplace. Now,
Mhm.
granted, some of you may have already been working from home a lot, so you are already used to it. But there were some people who had to make this shift in the midst of a very tough environment. And depending on how your mental capacity is to handle multiple things that happening at once, right? Because at least in the workplace, supposedly it's only just work. You know what I mean? At home, you might be on Zoom and your kid runs by talking about, I ain't got no underwear on, mama. You know what I mean? And then you
Right.
got somebody outside chasing their girlfriend up the block. You don't know what could happen. Or even if you live in a quiet town, you never know. One day they let the dog outside there. There's too many variables.
Mhm.
And we have my concern number one is the neurodiverse people. All right,
Mhm.
these are people who probably have ADHD on the autism spectrum. They're easily distracted. So if the workplace was set up the right way for them to be able to function and do their jobs, they're at home now. And if their home has different stuff that they don't associate with work, can they stay focused? I hope they are staying focused.
Word.
Um, and then the mentality on the workplace, it's not the same connection when you're talking about virtual. It's not the same. It is not the same.
It's not.
Telling
You need that. You need that face-to-face interaction. The remote work
you. Yeah.
definitely kind of curbed the mindset of what work was, what work is, how we should
Yes.
grow as a community in that space. It's hard to grow through this video thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely affected the mindset, and it might be for the unfortunately permanent for another little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how
Yeah.
long it's gonna take to shape this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If at all. So we'll see.
Yeah. My biggest fear is, of course, for the early careerists, those kids who are either just coming out of college or in their second, third year of their profession, and they have to deal with a virtual atmosphere. My
Mhm.
fear is they won't get that same experience. You know what I mean? They will not get that same experience of, grabbing a beer for work after work with the boss, going to a networking mixer, and really getting to know people. If anybody was already struggling with social anxiety, this just amplified it because now they're not really around people. So
Can't
now
work
if your job has the once a month meeting or the once a year conference, now you're getting around these people. You don't know half of them like that. You only seen them in Zoom boxes. It's like it's like the ultimate social experiment.
with.
So that's my fear. And then the second biggest fear is the diversity efforts, right? We already dealing with Supreme Court decisions against affirmative action. It is harder to get people to events about diversity now, if they are not naturally out of the office. They will go to stuff that they're interested in if it means something to them. But other than that, if you were trying to catch Jake that just started 2 months ago, if you don't catch him on the Zoom, if you're not on the same Zoom meeting or whatever, you're probably never going to get to know him and get him comfortable enough to come to one of your events. So diversity struggles big time.
Big facts. All right. That's a fact, man. Loud quitting versus quiet quitting. Who are you?
Yeah, man, and it's interesting because also in the articles it says that COVID was one of the biggest impacts for quiet quitting and loud quitting. But we know this stuff has probably existed for a long time.
Yeah, it's got
Um,
the phrase recently.
yeah, and it's like what Nola said on our last episode. If you haven't checked out episode 60, go check it out. Gaslighting deconstructed. She said sometimes it's good to have a word for something because it allows you to know that you're not just having a feeling that you can't explain.
Word, word. Something's going wrong, but I can't put my finger on it. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, we'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a long time to get there till you find a space. Um,
Absolutely.
so, anything else you got on this? Or you Gucci?
No, I'm straight, man. Just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I appreciate everybody in the comments. You know what I mean? It's a lot, man. I can only imagine what people are going through.
Um, what's this? Oh, shifting over to a couple of recommendations on the show and movie tip. I see you got the Untold there. Quick catch up from last week. I caught the Johnny Manziel one. Super dope. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was snitching on himself. But it was super dope. It was cool to see as far as his background, where he came from, and the blow up of, I guess, the college athlete around this time when he really came through. And it's funny
Hmm.
because with Baker Mayfield getting a new position in Tampa, I'm like, I always feel like they were the one and the same person, but Baker's actually he's here. He made it in a way. You know what I mean? So he's still trying.
Hmm.
But what's this Hall of Shame? You saw it yet?
Yeah. So this is actually a story about steroids and how Balco Industries. It was a big scandal back in like I think the late '90s, early 2000s. It involved like Barry Bonds, Marion Jones, Tim Montgomery, Bill Romanowski. Like Victor Conti is probably one of the biggest drug dealers that nobody ever probably heard of, and he was the pharmaceutical version of Pablo Escobar. You know what I mean? We just don't. He probably just didn't kill people, probably, right? Um, but Victor Conti, man, if you watch the documentary, I won't spoil it for you, but it was interesting because I only remember the accusations against Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Marion Jones. I only remember the accusations. I never really got to dive into the story because we're talking about late '90s, early '20s. All I was worried about was partying and bullshit. So I really didn't dig too deep into the news, but actually hearing the story, how they came up with this shit so that it couldn't be detected, and how he instantly flipped. Like when y'all watch it, it's gonna blow your minds away. I was this morning. I was just like, oh shit, it was crazy.
Add that to the
Yeah.
watch list. Add that to the watch list.
Hmm.
I think Untold did one more. They dropped a new one too with the Florida Gators when Urban Meyer came to town. And he turned up the heat on them and turned them into real winners. I added that to the watch list yesterday. I definitely want to see that one, but that looked like it was going to be good too.
Got you. The next one I got here, this was a sleeper for me. Secret Invasion. It's an Avengers spinoff about Nick Fury and the Skrulls. And mind you, Untold Hall of Shame is on Netflix if y'all want to check that out. Secret Invasion, it's on Disney Plus. It's an Avengers spinoff with Nick Fury and the Skrulls. If you don't remember the Skrulls, those were the green characters that could actually take shape of another human being and pretty much take on their likeness. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, a lot of these spinoffs, they've been kind of on the iffy side. But Sam never disappoints, man. Sam Jackson never disappoints, and this was actually pretty cool to watch.
I've been trying to watch it for at least a week after the last show aired. I watched the first episode, then I got to the second episode. I felt like I missed something, so I had to go watch the first one again. and then I never got back to the second episode. It was I'm still working on it. Still working on it. It's like, but I'm interested. I'm interested. It's Sam Jack.
Gotcha. And then the next one, of course, we had to see this because if you all are watching for the first time, my son is a big fan of dinosaurs and sea creatures, and this had a mix of both. The Meg 2. Listen, Jason Statham is officially cooler than everybody else out there. You have to watch the movie to see what he does. If you think Vin Diesel catching a car is insane, wait till you see what Jason Statham does with this big ass shark. It was we were watching it and we were like, oh, this is like
This should be on Tubi.
this is crazy. Like my man looked at the shark like it was just another person coming at him. But yeah, I'm gonna wait till y'all go see it. Y'all let me know because at some point I'm gonna tell y'all the favorite scene I love with what he does to the shark. And then on the still watching list, man, the challenge is back. Right after this week, I gotta finish episodes 3 and 4. And then Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Sammy is back after 10 years from being off the show. So any of my Jersey Shore fans, if y'all already checking in, you already know what episode it's up to. Is pretty cool. And the wild thing is Ronnie is supposed to be coming too, but nobody knows except the situation. So me and Shay, we're waiting calmly for when they're gonna drop that episode, man.
Oh, shit.
And then for all of my fan people out there, man, I know a lot of y'all have been telling me you've been watching Suits. Kenny, I know you're watching Suits too. We are up to season 7, episode 9. I will not say anything because I know there's some people who are nowhere near that.
Cool it down. I know you had a lot of flight time. You know what I'm saying? The 40-minute clips is quick up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I can confirm, my brother, is by next Wednesday, I can confirm we will be done with Suits.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to put any pressure on you, but the pressure's on.
Yeah, I ain't ready. Let me see what I can do tonight.
No, it's been months, man. I gotta say, me and the wife, I think we started in June. You know what I mean? I want to say so. It's been a good 2 months trying to get through this show, man. But it has been worth it.
It's good, though. I like it a lot. I definitely like it a lot.
Yeah. Man. You got any recommendations?
So I'm watching the Suits right now, and I just caught the Johnny Man's Love Story the other day. I saw that. Nah, I ain't got time for nothing else but Suits. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna knock that out. When, like, you know how it is when you're watching with the wife. You watch an episode, look over, she not watching, so now you got to backtrack, catch up the next day. Say, hey, are you still watching? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I ain't see that part. It's like, oh, rewind it, keep rewinding.
Mm-hmm.
Keep rewinding. I'm like, babe, this is the credits. Like, when did you fall asleep? Like, when did you go to sleep? She's like, damn, I ain't seen none of that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a shower. I'll be back. You know what I mean? But, it's rough.
Did you finish watching Lincoln Lawyer season 2?
Nope. See the first half.
Damn.
You know, I've been caught up in Suits. Like, and it's over. 5 episodes in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see it. We just gotta get to the Suit shit first. Got you,
man. All right, so before we close this out, man, I know you got some jokes here, man. Talk to me.
Question. It was funny. I was at a meeting today with my boss and my few clients, and we was looking up something with the zoning code. Right. So he says, "Okay, you can look something up for me." I'm like, "Yeah, you know." I was able to find it on my phone. He said, "Oh, let me see." I was like, "Oh, here you go." And he's kind of like just reading through the, like looking through. We try to decipher one residential district versus another residential district. And he's going and he's scrolling. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping like nothing wild pops up in my phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I want my boss to see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, like, cause you have friends, and your friends and your phone could be whoever they want to be, because they're your friends, and you assume it's just a you and them conversation. Only my friend's gonna see this, or only such and such is gonna see. You know what I mean? But when the phone is open and unlocked, then the message just drop down when you're there and shit. I mean, God forbid the wife been like, "See you later, baby," and some wild, you know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh, thanks, I'll take that back." You know what I mean? But my question was like, who would you rather hold on to your unlocked phone for 10 minutes? Your spouse or your boss?
Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with my boss because I can't. Like the wife knows everything. That's fine. It's like you know what I'm saying. But the boss is just like you didn't know that about me. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? I did. You know what I mean? Like that, you know what I mean? I don't want no wild shit. Like it could be the worst shit ever, and you just not be ready for your boss to see that. Like you know what I mean? Like I can't imagine trying to explain that at the next fucking luncheon. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, "So I got
Yeah.
Kenny's phone last week." Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's just it's if you care, if you care about how you sleep at night and your relationship, I get what all of y'all gonna say, right? It shouldn't be no problem to give them the unlocked phone. There's a big difference between giving your boss and giving your spouse. You give your boss your unlocked phone, you know, the most they're probably gonna look at is, you know what I'm saying, just like what do you put on social media? Like I think if I was somebody boss, I would like to know what's your screen name, like what's your handle, because people be having all these wild things that they call themselves. I would love to know the people that work with me, what's their handle online. Like it'd be like, you know, sexual dime princess, and they be like the farthest thing from it, right? So it'd be funny to see what their handles actually are. You give your unlocked phone to your spouse, man. Um, you know what I mean? And it's options. It's options. It's not like she can't have the phone, right? She knows my code. It's not an issue. It's just a simple fact that if you're giving me options, I'm naturally going to go with the safer option.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay, that's where I'm at. That's all I got, man.
yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. So
Dinner might not be made out no more, but yeah, man.
it's the small sacrifices for the greater good, bro.
Live to fight another day.
That's it. That's
Oh,
it.
shit.
All right, so I got a question. If someone sneezes and farts at the same time, do you still say bless you?
No. The fart overrides the sneeze automatically. So it's like, fam, that's nasty. Like the sneeze is no longer a factor. Like that ain't even happening anymore. The fart
So
now.
so the fart negates the sneeze. They don't deserve to
Yeah,
bless you
yeah.
anymore.
It's like putting a big joke. It's like putting the yeah. The sneeze was the little joker and the fart was the big joker. Like, and that's all that is. It's like oh, game over. Yeah, this is what we're talking about, brother. Like, it's hella nasty. Bro. Get your shit together. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Nah, for real.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So what if they do it like two more times, like sneeze fart, like you just
Fart overrides the sneeze. There's got to be a law on that somewhere. Like the fart overrides the sneeze. Like I'm no longer blessed. I can't bless that. I can't bless that.
damn.
I'm not blessing none of that.
All right. I respect it. I
Wait,
respect
wait. If I sneeze the fart in front of you, what you gonna say? Bless me?
it. Yeah, but I'm gonna laugh.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm like bless y'all. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like you know what I'm saying. It might be one of those. Like okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be like blessing you, nasty ass. Like, you know.
You nasty sneezing ass. Like, but
Yeah, I feel
yeah,
like you
nah,
still
yeah.
deserve to bless you.
So your heart could have just stopped
Um,
for real. So bless you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Get some tissue.
gotcha.
Oh, shit.
I got one more funny one.
Shoot.
Do you feel like people who only like drumsticks or flats, you have a choice of drumsticks or flats? Do you feel like people who only like drumsticks are lazy?
I'm like working for the meat pause. Yeah. It's, I wouldn't call them lazy. It's just a preference. It's just a preference. I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't. Sometimes I'm in a drumstick mood. Sometimes I'm in a flat mood. But if there's lemon pepper involved, it's usually flats. But if it's fried chicken at the crib, I like the drumsticks. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It all depends on who's frying what.
Yeah, because it was one time, you know, I'm there like we had an order of wings, right? And you know, we're going at it, flats, drumsticks, like we're alternating, me and my wife. and it was a flat left. And deep down, Kenny, I was like, that's too much work. Like, I'd rather the drumstick.
See, I'm not trying to get too saucy.
I ain't feel like having to do the pull apart. All
Said,
that
I'm running out of napkins as it is. Like I'm good at it.
Yeah. Like I, you know what I'm saying? Like I got lazy. So then, she asked me because I always think about Love and Back. No, what is it? What's the movie? Oh man, The Brothers, where the mother tells the girls that the way that you know a man really loves you is if he offers you his last piece of food.
Mm,
And so ever since I saw that movie, I'm like, damn, what if the girl I'm with has seen this movie? I have to make sure she gets the last piece of food.
yeah.
So in that moment, I felt like a hero, but I was really lazy because I didn't want to, deal with the flat.
Win-win. Win-win.
Yeah,
Win-win. There's nothing wrong with a win-win situation.
that's it.
I'll tell you, and I saw your comment earlier. No, you can. I don't think your heart stops when you fart. I think it skips a beat when you sneeze.
So that's why you gotta say. So you gotta say bless you, bro. Like you never know.
I guess. I feel
That's a lot of air leaving the body at once, man. It's a sneeze and a fart. Like,
man, you hungry and you need tissue? Yeah, you gotta go somewhere, man.
He said, "Not in my house, man. Not in my house."
You gotta do all of that in the bathroom, babe. It's yeah. I take your sneezes to the back room type shit.
Have I ever asked you when the first time your wife farted in front of you?
Mm.
If not, tell me. I gotta know.
It's a weird question.
Because you know how girls are. Like,
I don't know. Nah, it was. I believe it was at her mom's house. Might have been late night, movie on, lights out, and it's funny if there was a third party in the room, I wouldn't have known who it was. You know what I'm saying? Because it was quick, it was silent. You know what I'm saying? But it was deadly, and I was just like, I'm like, hold up, baby. She's like, I'm sorry, babe. I'm like, I knew it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it. I thought I was bugging, but I knew it. And you was just gonna sit there with a straight face and watch this movie with me. You just gonna watch this movie with me, like the whole atmosphere. I'm like, ooh, you cold. You didn't even give me a heads up. Like, yo, you want to go give me some water right now? Like, none of that. Like, you know what I mean? But baby, I love you. I love your spots, all that shit. Baby steps. You know what I'm saying? It was silent but deadly.
It was okay. It was a silent assassin. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah. You know what I'm saying? So my wife's part was, just like she is, loud and proud. We were sitting there and we were watching a movie. I'll never forget it. It's been our movie because it was one of the first movies we watched when we first started dating, and it was what is it? Death at a Funeral with Chris Rock and Martin Lawrence and stuff like that, right? So we're there, we're chilling, we're drinking, we're having a good old time. And we're both, I forgot what I said, but we were laughing. And I'm walking away, and all I hear is, and I'm like, I turned around. Now, if any of y'all see a picture of my wife, only Mrs. Lee on here, you see how light she is in that picture. She turned tomato red. Tomato red. You know what I mean? So I turned around, and I'm like, did you fart?
She said, baby,
Yeah.
I can explain. Yeah.
Catching a female fart is like catching them committing murder. Like they're like, listen, I know you see a dead body on the floor, but I can explain this. Like this ain't what you think it is.
SK, I see you. Don't remember this for sure. Wrong one. Aye, SK. Okay. All right. Might have been the second or the third time then. I apologize. But that was definitely one of the earlier parts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. She might be thinking about the car one when she cracked the window out of nowhere. What did you crack that for? No reason. It's like, wait a minute. Oh, you did it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? God damn it. It was the Wendy's.
I'm serious. It's almost like they're hiding. It's almost like they're hiding their secret identity. Because once it's revealed, all of a sudden now it's like, okay, I can show you my dark side.
You know what I mean? Like you two-faced it. Like, God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Oh,
Oh man. I'm done. Let me stop before I don't get no
like
love tonight.
super side question. I wonder if like women ever fart in their wedding dress. Like if they like, fuck it. All right, but we out though, bro. Hey man, Wednesday, love you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Catch us every Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Hitting you out with the funnies and some topics. You know what I'm saying? A lot of facts in between. But yeah, man, Wednesday.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Listen, if you haven't checked out episode 60, Gaslighting Deconstructed, soon as we end this, go to the link in the bio, click that. You can catch it on all podcast platforms. Once again, shout out to Nola Rowe and Katari Villanueva. Great episode. We also have an episode, we do FCP quickies. It's not the kind of quickie you're thinking about, but we have but we do have a quick segment talking about Michael Orr. If you don't know who Michael Orr is, he used to be a football player that actually had a movie come out for him about his life called The Blind Side. And in his recent comments, he stated not only is this story false, but he's always shared that this story was false about him. And there's a big battle going on between him and the Tui family that supposedly brought him in. And we had a really good breakdown talking about that session. Had to mix some funny in because at the same time, man, while it is a serious topic, we gotta have fun with it. So you can also check that out. But yeah, man, as Kenny said, every Wednesday we're here. Make sure you go check out the merch. I know you're getting ready for back to school shopping, so get your kid an FCP backpack, all that good stuff. We got it, man.
Facts, man. Wednesday, man. At the shop. See you on Wednesday, and yeah, man, be out on the first.
Sir, man, y'all take care. Love you, bro.
Love you.